up, everybody? Here with Wolf Watch at Prom 2018. How do you set up yet? Because we're still waiting for the room to be ready upstairs.
As I don't see, I think people already here.
Here we are. Man, that was quick. You could say that was a cut time. No?
And we're back with sports. London Marathon organizers say a 29-year-old man died after collapsing near the end of Sunday's race in the hottest conditions ever seen for the event.
Matt Campbell, a chef from Northwest England who was a contestant on the reality TV cooking show last year, collapsed after 22.5 miles.
Organizers say although he received immediate medical treatment on the scene from the race doctors, he died later in the hospital.
A paralyzed man walks 36 hours in the London Marathon in an exosuit.
Simon Kindleyside was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor in April 2013 and was paralyzed from the waist down.
But that didn't stop him from walking the marathon.
By using an exoskeleton, he was able to finish the marathon, which was 26.2 miles long.
He was the first man to ever complete the race in an exosuit. Now on to some fun facts.
Do you know who the top 3 highest paid athletes in the world are?
No.
The number 1 highest paid athlete is Cristiano Ronaldo, averaging $93 million, with LeBron James right behind him for number 2, making $86.2 million. The 3rd highest paid athlete is Lionel Messi, who makes a salary of $80 million in a year.
Now let's move on to some school sports.
The boys volleyball team won 3-2 versus Mendez in the battle to tie for the league.
However, they lost their next game versus Central City 3-1 now, 5-1 in league, and placing second for now.
The girls softball team lost their 2 games, losing 21-1 versus Animo de Loya and 21-10 versus Cals.
They will take on Eastside High School on April 25th.
That's it for today, Wolves. Good luck to our scholar athletes, and we'll see you next time.
Hello Wolves, and welcome back to Tech News.
Today we're going to talk about SpaceX and Tesla.
SpaceX is a private American aerospace manufacturer and space transportation services company that is located in Hawthorne, California.
They announced on Monday that they will begin working on a rocket here in LA.
The rocket is set to go to Mars by 2024 and can also take people to the moon and other planets.
But in other news, the CEO of the SpaceX and Tesla, Elon Musk, was under fire because Tesla, the company, failed to disclose some of the worker injuries at its Fremont, California factory.
Some of these worker injuries are sliced by machinery, crushed by forklifts, burned in electrical explosions, and sprayed by molten metal.
That's crazy. Anyways, Tesla may have violated state law by failing to report these injuries, even though it's required by law. But Tesla reportedly used other ways to avoid that.
Yeah, sadly, this isn't the first report of employee problems at the Fremont factory in October. In October, Tesla was hit with allegations of racial harassment, anti-LGBT harassment, and firing pro-union employees.
Well, that's all what we have for right now for Tech News. See you later.
Good morning, Grey Wolves. I'm here with our usual birthday segment. Let's start with staff. We have Mr. Carrero on May 4th, Miss Larson on May 7th, and Miss Garcia on May 12th. Please wish them happy birthdays. Okay, so let's start with our 18-year-olds. We have Humberto Llamas on May 2nd, Kevin Nolasco also on May 2nd, Kevin Mendez on May 4th, Sharon Contreras on May 5th, and Netzia Pena on May 6th. 17-year-olds, we have Selvin Astorias on May 3rd, Nathan Rodriguez on May 4th, and Yamalith Barrera on May 6th. 16-year-olds, we have Chris Guy on May 1st, Javier Pena on May 1st, Eric Astorias on May 3rd, Ashley Lysias on May 3rd, Jaime Rios on May 3rd, Caitlin Castillo on May 5th, oh, Cinco de Mayo, baby, Jacqueline Marin on May 6th, and Jessica Rojas on May 9th. And last but not least, 15-year-olds, we have Maria Alvarez on May 7th, Giselle Bernal on May 11th, and Esmeralda Zek on May 13th. Happy birthday, Grey Wolves. See you later.
Hi, welcome back to the Good News segment. Let's get started.
It can be easy to brush off certain events as trivial matters that don't require attention. But when the safety of dozens of airplane passengers was on the line, then this NASA engineer decided to speak up. Masha was preparing to fly from Huntsville, Alabama to Denver, Colorado back to January when he spotted a fluid leak from his window seat on the wing. Masha, who is an aerospace engineer at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center, was able to identify the leak as a malfunctioning vent valve. In other news,
an Icelandic boy who was diagnosed with autism extraordinarily built a 26 replica of the Titanic, the fabled ship that sunk into the ocean after hitting an iceberg 106 years ago. His replica is so impressive, it has traveled to a dozen destinations around the world before finally being placed in the Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, where it will be on display for the next year. The impressive creation took 700 hours, roughly 11 months, to build 56,000 bricks and 120 tubes of crazy glue.
Southwest Airlines has made an emergency landing after one of its fan blades snapped midway. Unfortunately, there was one death out of the 149 passengers on board. Thanks to the help of Tammy Jo Schultz, a female who was a former Navy pilot.
Back to the people.